Cinema Classics is sponsored by the Gateway Film Center and is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows online at wcbe.org. I'm John DeSando.
I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
This is Cinema Classics. And boy, we are getting to Oscar time, man.
Yeah.
I know, it's just a bit of ways. And we need to look at a couple categories.
Yeah.
I mean, we always do this. You know,
of course, everybody
the
does.
Nominations. What's your favorite?
Well, first of all, let me ask you, were you satisfied with the nominations?
Very
overall?
good, although we're probably going to talk in a podcast about ones they missed.
Okay.
But of the ones, the 8 they have, I'm very happy.
Okay, great. I thought overall, I mean, considering what a crappy year overall it was.
Sure.
That's a good, interesting field of nominees.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to start with?
Well, I don't know. What do you think is the front runner at this point?
Well, I'll tell you, there's always this moment, I have a moment every year where a movie ends and my brain just goes, that was the best picture of the year. And it did not happen all year long until I saw Judas and the Black Messiah.
All right.
And that little movie guy in me just clicked. And I was like, that was it. That was the movie of the year. So I'm happy to see it nominated for Best Picture. Best Picture, obviously, is the Producers Award. And this film, the entire crew of producers are all black, which I think, has never been the case.
Including your buddy Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. No, I mean, because the producers...
I know, gets the award.
You got rich white guys back there. Not the case this time. So that's cool. I'm excited at the prospect for that movie to win.
Yeah. And I think that Nomadland is the one to beat.
Yeah, and I don't get that.
I know.
I do not get it.
I'm trying to tell you it's a classic in minimalism.
Which never wins Best Picture.
But somehow it's gotten a real energy from the minute it came on, and I don't know if it's because of Frances McDormand's charisma. I can't tell you how many women when I put my review up on my Facebook responded to how much they loved her.
Listen, we watched that movie together.
Yes.
At your place.
Yes.
I think I remember saying at some point, Frances McDormand is a national treasure.
Yes.
When you look at her face and her abilities, she's a national treasure. That movie is an empty drag.
See, I think it.
And the fact that they can't separate that out, that she's great, but that movie is not.
Well, the movie is typical Seinfeldian, nothing happening.
Yeah,
it's about nothing.
No laughs.
I got that. But it does reflect the experience of so much of our population that's disenfranchised. It's out traveling.
I don't care about these white people who are...
I know you don't.
They just...
But it exists. And they have their RVs.
So what?
And they're trying to find a place to live.
They're fine.
And they're just not getting into the largesse of the federal government even. Yeah. They're off. And so they're doing their best.
This is a 1-hour documentary that could have been on any of the streaming services.
Anyway.
It doesn't need filmic treatment.
And it has a charm that most of its actors, except for the two of them, Francis and
guess what?
David Straight,
are
not actors.
Right, I know. How
only
brilliant.
too obvious, right?
Crazy, right. They're interacting with real people. My mind is blown. Here's the thing. There's also no dramatic arc, which I know... Ooh, how brilliant, right? They're nomads. There is no dramatic arc. Who cares?
It is, I know. All right, here's one that has gained steam. Well,
that's more that can be said of Nomadland.
I know there is no steam
in there.
They tried to create something between her and Straight, and then it didn't work.
Yeah.
How about Promising Young Woman?
Promising Young Woman was an interesting film, and despite its subject matter, kind of a fun movie to watch.
Yes,
it's colorful.
Yes.
It's kind of pulpy. But ultimately, I thought, I just don't understand it as a Best Picture nominee.
I think that Carey Mulligan does a really outstanding job trying to straddle that serious and satirical, the two parts.
Yeah.
And I think they do it fairly well. And you and I have talked ad nauseum about whether, in fact, she offs any of these guys who deserve to be.
Yeah.
And I think your point is, no, John, you don't see it.
Right, and that's the other thing. I'm tired of people trying to teach me about revenge movies.
Right, we had a show on it.
Don't make a revenge movie if it's not going to be real revenge, and it makes me crazy.
And it does fulfill we had one quality, you had to have murder in it.
Yeah.
And we do have murder in this one.
And yet another lesson, right? I get it. I get that a typical revenge movie kind of feeds into a toxic masculinity, but without the toxic masculinity in a revenge movie, it's just give me a break.
I remember one of the few times that you and I, with our friends, saw a movie that we thought was really good, and I thought at that time would be the best, was Mank.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not.
So
it's not going to beat them.
Right, it's not going to beat them. And you know what? As fun an exercise in cinema history as that movie is,
I know.
It's a little indulgent. I mean, I love that the movie exists. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know that at this time in our this particular cultural moment that we need to lavish awards on it.
Yeah, it does. It is old Hollywood. It does have that Citizen Kane cachet in it. It's got a whole bunch of Amanda Seyfried's performance is very good.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman, yes, terrific.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about The Father with Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
And he's receding into
yes.
dementia. I have not seen this movie yet.
Okay, yeah. You have to. You have to go into the theaters to see it.
Yeah.
And it's not in any way a contender. Hopkins is just like.
I'm talking more about his performance because
it's more like McDormand. They just dominate the film.
Okay, so right now it's between him, I think, and Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, so really? Let me put my money down on Boseman right here. All the money I have.
Another posthumous Best Actor award. They've only been getting how many? Do you know?
What?
How many Best Actor or Best Actor awards have been have been won posthumously?
Oh. No.
Heath Ledger, right?
Oh yeah, most famous.
Anyway. So it's between him and Boseman. You think Boseman gets it?
Oh, I think.
Yeah, he's a force of nature.
And most people are going to think Hopkins has had his day.
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
And he eats the stuff up.
Old white guy's time's up.
Yeah. And
what about actress in a leading role?
Actress in a leading role? That's a good question. Well, first of all right, let's dispense with Frances McDormand and know that she's going to be in there. Okay, she's going to be the one to beat, and for me, I tell you, I'm just amazed at Vanessa Kirby's performance in Pieces of a Woman.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really kind of devastating movie in some ways. I don't think the movie is itself. It doesn't hold together quite.
I think you're right.
But there are some really. It's just about watching her and navigate that kind of tragedy and that trauma.
Yep.
Was fascinating to watch, and I do think her performance was exquisite.
And for whatever reason, I think Viola Davis is probably in the forefront.
Yeah.
Viola Davis is probably in the forefront.
We can never count her out.
No, you can't. And she's for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and for a whole bunch of reasons, notwithstanding her enormous talent and cultural issues and so on, and the number of black films that are up, I think that she has a good chance.
Right.
All right, and how much time do we have? Do we have any?
We're out of time.
All right, so I think we need to do a podcast because we haven't even gotten to acting.
Go check out the rest of this conversation online at wcbe.org on the podcast experience page and look at Double Take.